Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It's wonderful connecting with you, saying hi, hello, how do you do? What is happening? What is going on with you? Blessings, 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 and more blessings I speak unto you. For those who will be live, yes, 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 let's do it. For those who will hashtag and replay it, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I could appreciate that. And for those who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl. Let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. All right, all right, all right. So we're still talking about this notion of being, right? Being, not begging, of being our true, authentic, of being our truest self, of being our truest self, right? We're still talking about that notion of being ourselves, right? Being our truest, authentic. Uh, Good morning, Ray Price. It is hump day. Um, Being our realest self, right? The being, our beingness, and releasing all the other things, right? Um, of what I need to be like this. I have to show up like this. I need to act like this. Only this works like this, and so on and so forth. Right? It's so important for us to make sure that we are being that which is true to us, that we are being that which is true to us. And so, what does that look like for you, beloved? Like, what does it look like to be your true, to be your authentic, to be yourself? What does that look like for you? And so, as you think about this notion of being, um, what comes up for you? So, what is it that is a part of your daily existence that doesn't fit into being? And so, some examples. So, what is performance? What is people pleasing? What is acting? What is hiding? What is pretending? Those things are antithesis to being, right? They are antithesis to being. And so, as you think about those things, what is that for you? What does that look like for you to move beyond the putting on of a thing? I know, right? In life, if we're not careful, there's so much fear about what we're not, what we can't, what we lack, all the things. And that fear leads us to so many ways of living that just comes at cost. That fear. That fear has us to hide, it has us to pretend, it has us to kind of be stuck and lost in ways and places. Um, and so when we think about that, when we think about that, courage to be becomes an antidote. So none of us are perfect, and we don't have to be. It's not a requirement to be perfect. Hey, Tanya, good morning, sis. Love you back. But it is ours to, the Apostle Paul talks about pressing toward the mark of the prize of the high calling in Christ Jesus. So if Christ was anything, and he was many things, he was a liberator. He came to set the captives free. Good morning, Virginia from Virginia. Christ came to set the captives free, to liberate. So when we think about being comes from a place of liberation. Begging comes from a place of bondage. Do you see? We're begging because we think we don't have. We're begging because we think we can't get. We're begging because we don't see our way forward or our way through. But liberation says, I already am. Yeah, freedom is my birthright. Good morning, cousin. Stay in the studio. What is happening? You're the only one here. You will be redirected to a homepage. What? Our technology has changed, and so right. And so, good morning, cousin. All is well. Yep, stay warm. And so as we think about the liberation that comes with being in Christ, if you follow Jesus' walk, Jesus' word, Jesus, the way that Jesus showed up in the earth, that was to set the captives free, to right the wrongs, to give new vision and new insight to what it meant to be in your personhood. And that we weren't limited by a group of rules that somebody made for their own benefit, but that we could do as Christ did and even so much more. And so when it thinks about this idea of being, like in our being, is so much liberty, so much liberation in our being, right? Good morning, Erica. Hey, honey bun. So as you think about the freedom that comes in the uniqueness of your being, right? The freedom that comes because of the uniqueness of your being. No one can be you. No one can be you. No one can contribute what you contribute. No one can hold space for what only you can hold space for, the way that you could do it. And so, since that is the case, since that is the truth, it is imperative then, beloved, that we give ourselves space and permission to be our freest version of ourselves, our fullest, truest, highest, freest version of ourselves. Because to not do that does not honor what Christ came to do, right? It does not honor what Christ came to do and to set the captives free. It does not honor that. So we can be captive in lots of different ways, but if we live life from a posture of begging, what do I mean? Like, don't realize that we already have everything we need. Everything we need is already encapsulated within us. Like, we have it. We got it at birth. We have divinity as a part of our being. We're human, yes, that's a part. That's only a part, y'all. But how do you leverage the divinity? Like, leverage the divine, leverage that part of your being. And so, from a divine vantage point, resource is never an issue. Resource of being absolutely cannot be an issue. From a divine vantage point, resource is never an issue. And so I invite you to leverage that, which is yours to have, right? Leverage the divine, leverage it. And so keep in mind that being, the more that you be, the more you're able to be. Your being is powerful. Your being is transformative. Your being is liberating. Your being is powerful. It's freeing, y'all. It's just free to be, right? It's free to be. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that we don't work on our stuff because we still got that human part. So because of the human part, we're going to always need to check in, your checkups, to be an accountability, to work on the stuff, work on our thinking, work on our acting, work on our emotions. We always need to work on our stuff. Thank you for the love. That's just going to always be true because we're human too. And the divine part, look, there's some incomparable resource, for lack of a better word, that's a part of really, really connecting with who you are in your divinity, who you are in that part, pneuma, right? Where God breathed the breath of life into us and we became living souls. Who we are in from those perspectives. So look, y'all. Oh, so things has changed. What is happening here? It doesn't give me a countdown anymore. Oh, it's 6:00 anyway. All right, y'all. My new technology, not new, it's upgraded, and so some things have changed. But anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate you. I value you. And at the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, you and I gave up the right to not be amazing. We do not have the right to not be amazing. Have a fantastic day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now. I don't even understand that.